Hi, I'm Tegan, and welcome to CTE Podcast.
I'm Colin. Today is unfortunately our last episode.
Even worse, Emma isn't here for the final podcast. For our last episode, we are going to do a little review of everything so far.
First, we'll recap the main points we've learned.
Then talk about what that means for the inmates. So, my point of view was on inmates in prison, and mainly women's prisons, and what women go through with the sexual and physical and emotional abuse and the psychological aspect to a lot of it. And it brought me through a little bit of a loophole, or a rabbit hole, where you won't really get a true answer of why this happens, or even when it happens, or anything that defines stability. It's more just you will have that it happens, everyone knows it happens, there's no way to stop it. That's kind of what most articles will give you. It won't be very stable evidence.
Okay. For my main point of view, my focus was more on rehabilitation and how it affects recidivism. And so that was a lot more looking for relevant research that has that information on how it directly affected someone inside and then after, instead of this person relapsed or not, and just this happened and this failed, instead of this failed because of X, Y, and Z. And so that was really difficult, and it was definitely a challenge getting the research for this with all of that. However, it was very interesting because the research I did find showed that it was very important that you had information on the person from day one, not just, oh, this person's gotten halfway through their sentence, it's time for them to look at rehab programs and possibly parole. And yeah, so moving on. Unfortunately, Emma isn't here to talk about her main point because we didn't do it. We can't exactly speak on it with facts and evidence. However, Emma's focus was the lack of cosmetic hygiene products and makeup without contraband.
Something about how someone's psychology can change after prison. So you want me to say something about how someone's something? Okay.
That's gonna edit it out. Come on.
So, something. People after prison versus people before prison can be a very big change and differ a lot in a lot of different ways depending on what department and what jail and anything that they go through in prison. Anyways, it's all a little iffy. I'm gonna eat these nuts in your mouth. What the hell? Anyways,
this is gonna look very coherent. It's gonna be a random guy. Okay, we're still recording. Come on, my poor storage. That's went down 10 minutes. The maximum time, it's went down 10 minutes.
Anyways, so psychology, whenever someone gets out of prison, it's an interesting change that the brain has. They have more trauma than they went in with, and they mainly stride on either going back into the same things that they've been doing because they know it and it's safe for them, even though it's not a safe thing. The brain can still see it as a safe factor because it's something that they're used to, or or they go into a really deep state of depression where they don't know what to do with themselves. It's just, they're just there, and in or out of prison, they're just nothing in their minds.
So, something I learned doing my research is that something I learned during my research was that with the more advanced rehab programs that help more with recidivism rates, they really focus on that day one, learning what that person needs so that they can focus their program instead of it being a general all for one. Oh, you're in here for drug addiction, you're going to go in here with everyone who's under drug addiction, and there's going to be no specialization for you. You're either a part of the, how do I say this? Regular drug addicts?
There is no regular drug
Exactly.
addicts.
You're either there's just,
Drug
you're put
addicts.
into a general all-for-one program when there isn't an all-for-one solution.
Yeah.
And so,
Because, like, if you do Coke versus you're in a... Sorry.
No, come on. Keep on talking.
If you're in, like, a place for Coke, besides, like, if you were in a place for weed, Coke is a lot harder to get off of than weed. Coke can make you go absolutely insane, and weed is quite literally just helping messing up your emotions. So it's like they were trying to find the same solution for two very different problems.
Yeah, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Here. That's an actual question.
That's an actual
Yeah,
question?
you say that part.
Oh, I say that.
Yeah.
Oh. So what do y'all think? What does that mean for the inmates and their families?
Okay. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.